Hello! In this video, I'm going to show you something very exciting about how we can make more than one thing happen at once. Now, there's many different ways to do this. We're going to just start off with something very, very simple. But what it will mean is that you will be able to begin to create code that can have lots of things happening all at once, because maybe our Python code doesn't know which button am I going to press, or how am I going to interact with my code. So we want our code to be prepared for many different situations. What you can see at the moment is something that you saw a little bit of before, where we're using the little Pico LED. So this is the inbuilt, the onboard LED. We've got an inbuilt pin number 25. We don't even need to tell the Pico Zero library that it's pin number 25 because it knows that already. So I can just toggle this little Pico LED in a loop, and it's just go round. It's going to go round and round forever. So let's just run this code and let's just double check that this is working okay. And you can see here's my little onboard LED, and it is just flashing away very, very happily. But now if I wanted to do something else, at the moment what I've got is I've got this loop happening between lines 6 and 8, and it's just going round and round and round. And I don't really have any opportunity to say, but hang on, what happens if I press a button? What do I do then? The Python code at the moment doesn't know what to do. It's going to ignore any other instructions. So what we need to do is, before we get into this loop, we're going to say, by the way, if someone presses a button at any point, can you please remember to do this thing? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to stop the code there, and I'm going to add in a couple of little by the way. And here's the first one. Button 1. When pressed, I want you to do something. This is what I'm telling the Python code. When pressed, I want you to switch LED 1 on. Just put another little space in there. Okay, now look at this line. This line actually doesn't have any of those brackets that you have maybe come to expect, those round brackets. Those round brackets are for when we call a function and we want to jump straight to that code and do it there and then. Do that thing, please. Off you go. I'm calling that function. And so the code is going to jump to that bit where the code is all written out. It's going to do that thing, and then it's going to come back again. What I've got here on line 6 is not a go off and do that right now, but it's more of a, hey, when that button is pressed, I want you to go and do the LED1.on thing, but I don't want you to do it right now. I'm going to wait until the appropriate moment. So there are no brackets on this line. Let's do a similar thing. So if button 1 is released, so we say when released, let's switch LED1 off. So now that should have the same functionality, shouldn't it? That when I press button 1, LED1 comes on, and when I release button 1, LED1 comes off. This now should all happen as well as our little onboard LED toggling on and off. Let's run the code and see what happens. So here you can see my little onboard LED is doing its thing. But now let's see if my code also responds to a button press. There it is. There's my LED on and off. On and off. On. There we go. So now I've got a little loop just going round and round and round. Yep, my code is functional. This means my code is running. But now I'm free to maybe write some code for all of these other buttons. And this is built in the when pressed and when released that is all written into this library. Okay, so we have to use exactly what they have given us here. There's not, we can't kind of just make up things. So this, when pressed, is a feature that is built into this library. So we can use this. When button 1 is pressed down, we do something. When it's released, we can do something else. What we can also do, though, instead of just saying when button 1 is pressed, we do one thing, maybe we want to do more than one thing. Well, in that case, what we need to do is we need to make a little label for a set of instructions, so more lines of code. And to do that, we're going to need to write our own function. So let's say I'm going to call this begin LED for whatever reason. It's just a name. I could call it Bob, but I'm going to call it begin LED. So now I'm going to higher up, and this is really important that we do this before we mention begin LED down here. I'm going to now define it. I'm going to say, right, when I say begin LED, this is what I mean, by the way, MicroPython. So you can see here, I do have some brackets and I also have a colon. So now what I can do in here is I could do it exactly the same. I could have LED on, but now I'm actually calling the function in here, so I would have the brackets back again. What I might have though is I might have another LED switching on as well. So let's introduce LED 2. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to put in LED 2 and I'm just going to check the pin. Haven't plugged it in yet. It needs to go into pin 20. So let's get one of my jumper wires here. I'm going to go into LED 2 and that is going to come down here to 20. There we go. That's my yellow cable put in there. So maybe LED 1 comes on, maybe for whatever reason LED 2 comes on as well. Okay, so there I'm doing two things when I press button 1. Let's do a similar thing then for when I release it. How about we just call this, oops, end LED. So can you just take a moment, you can pause the video, see if you can define end LED. What do you think should happen? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to define end LED. I need my brackets and my colon. Maybe, just to keep it simple, I'm just going to switch both of these off. Maybe that's what you had in mind as well. Okay, so now let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if this works. Oh, I just realised I just need to, there we go, put LED 2 up there. Can you see that Thonny is quite helpful, that when you put your cursor on a variable name that you have created, it will highlight in a sort of bluey grey the other places where you have used that variable. So this is quite useful to see, have I got my names correct? Am I using the same name for my button all the way through, or have I suddenly started typing it with a different spelling or something? Okay, so here we go. Let's get this running. So here is my little onboard LED. My Pico LED is flashing as usual. Happy as. Now let's see what happens when I press button 1. There we go. Can you see both LEDs have now lit up? I'm still holding the button. I'm now going to release it. And they've both switched off. And on and off. So obviously there's lots more complicated things that I could do in my functions there, my begin LED and end LED. Maybe you want to have a little play around and see what you can do. So here's my challenge. Create 2 functions of your own so that when you press a button, one set of things happens, and when you release that button, something else happens. Okay, have fun with that. I love to see what you come up with. So if you want to send those in to me, I would love to see what you get up to. This is all preparing you for your first coding challenge, which is coming up.